Shadow the Hedgehog. Why does that name haunt me? It's the only thing I can remember, and that gruesome image. Maria! Who am I? And why can't I remember anything? And who is this Maria? Look how pathetic they are. I don't have time for these humans.
Shadow. As you can see, the day of reckoning will soon be here. Find the 7 Chaos Emeralds and bring them to me as promised.
Huh? Who are you, and how do you know I'm Shadow? And what are you talking about? Just what was that all about? If he says he knows the truth about who I am, then like it or not, I have to believe him. The only way I'm gonna get the secrets to my past is to get those Chaos Emeralds.
Alrighty, so welcome to the last time I'm going to be talking over Westopolis, unless I decide to do it again for some reason, you know, whatever that may be. Because we are now on the third route that I rolled, which is going to be story route number 174, and we are starting off with the neutral mission of Westopolis. So, the neutral missions, you know, there's not usually too much to say about them. You know, you don't really get any bonuses from attacking either one, but either side of the forces that are fighting in the level. But that, by proxy, also means that you don't get any, like, there's no punishment, no bonuses. So you're just sort of left with getting them only to sort of, you know, get their weapons if you really want to. And I still prefer to attack the evil forces, which is almost always going to be the Black Arms. You know, there's a couple levels where it's the Eggman forces, but anything that gets you good energy, I usually want to attack those, because it allows you to use Chaos Control, and if you're doing the neutral mission, you want to get through as soon as possible. But one thing that can kind of screw you up is that if you do spend too much time killing them for energy, then you might not have enough of a time bonus at the end to be able to get the A rank. So that's, you know, a little unfortunate sometimes, but honestly, the neutral missions are all pretty they're easy, you know. They're just run past everything that you would be doing if you're doing the hero mission or the dark mission, and when you do that, then you just get to the end and that's it. Now, there are some missions that do lack a goal ring. Well, they lack a neutral mission, but there is only one stage that actually lacks a goal ring. So, you know, even in stages where there's no neutral mission, either the hero or the dark mission will usually still get to the goal ring. But in Central City, that one is one where, no, there is no goal ring. You do actually have to pick a side. And, you know, we won't be seeing that in this path, but, you know, we'll see it soon. So yeah, I don't really have too much else to say, you know. This is the neutral mission, the third time we're seeing Westopolis. I'm using Chaos Control right here, but the level will be over pretty shortly. And I will meet you in Glyphic Canyon for the first time.
Black creatures out! Get away from this! Blue Hedgehog spotted! It's halfway there! Keep it up, Shadow!
Death to all!
This is Code Spray! Shadow, what are these black creatures? What? Great Shadow! There are still some black creatures left to take out.
Once I find all of the emeralds, then I'll find the truth. Perfect.
The black aliens have hit 6 major cities around the world, and every city is reporting significant damage and casualties. Among them, Westopolis has received the heaviest casualties due to its weakened defense system. Downtown Westopolis has been almost completely destroyed. Unconfirmed sources have also reported seeing a black hedgehog in Westopolis.
Shadow? Deploy the troops now! And if you find Shadow with the black aliens, then kill them all.
But sir, isn't Shadow on our
I
side?
gave you an order, soldier. He's evil and he's the enemy. You can't fool me, Shadow. This time, you're mine.
You've deliberately disobeyed me, Shadow.
No one tells me what to do. I have my own reasons for collecting the Chaos Emeralds.
You really don't understand the situation here, do you? Perhaps Professor Gerald has done more to your memory than I imagined.
The Professor?
Strange that you don't remember your maker.
What'd you say?
Silence! The ramifications of your disobedience will be severe.
What? Where am I? Whoa. I guess I underestimated his powers. There's definitely something going on out there. Now it's up to me to find out what they're up to.
So, like I said before, it's a little bit weird to me that, if you do the neutral mission of Westopolis, Black Doom is way angrier at you for disobeying him, even though, you know, in the hero mission, we completely crush his forces in Westopolis, but in the prelude to Lethal Highway, he's just like, yeah, whatever, Shadow, just go flee from the city now. I don't really care that you just wiped out my forces. But if you just ignore him and do neither mission, he's just like, how dare you, Shadow? It's just like, huh? I feel like that reaction would have been backwards. But, we're here in Glyphic Canyon. Most people will probably find this place before they find Sky Troops, you know, if they're just going down the neutral pathway on their first playthrough. And, yeah, I mean, I definitely prefer Sky Troops as a level, both in terms of its music and in terms of its level. Glyphic Canyon is, it kind of feels like a spiritual successor to Windy Valley in a way, where there's like this big tornado that you keep getting flung to different parts of the level with. And, you know, it's kind of a cool set piece, but the colors are just way more muted and, kind of drab, and it's just not as interesting visually as a place like Windy Valley, or, you know, as fun to go through. And that sucks, but, you know, I do think it's not too bad of a level if you're doing the neutral or the dark missions, because, you know, you're just either getting to the gold ring or touching the glimmering jewels. But the hero mission, not as good, but if you're doing the neutral mission, like in this one, then you're just kind of going through all the way to the end, grabbing as many aliens as you can to get the Chaos Control, and, you know, ignoring Black Doom and Knuckles whenever they commentate on how you're not doing your job. But I do think the platforming of this level is mostly pretty good. That I will say that is one thing that Shadow actually has kind of a pretty good grasp on, is that the platforming is pretty solid in most stages. There's like a couple cases where it's like a little bit iffy, but for the most part, I do find that the platforming in this game is pretty good. And I like that. It's better than, some of its fellow games in the 3D era, so I gotta give credit to Shadow where it's due. I don't think this is the greatest game ever. I think that some people who are praising it for being like an underrated gem are kind of going too far. Like, I do think that the core fundamentals of Shadow the Hedgehog are fun. I think it's like a pretty good, you know, it's like a well-built game, and like I said, the mechanics, especially the gunplay, is pretty good. But I think this game just has too many flaws to overlook if you want to call it a good game. I think that the key system for pretty mediocre rewards isn't very fun. I think the fact that the enemies will always attack you from every side, regardless of which mission you're doing, kind of sucks. I wish there was a way to kind of get around that. And I think the story not the best. I think that there is so much missed potential of like creating different scenes for entering different levels depending on where you approached it from. And I just think that's a kind of a big missed opportunity where it makes a lot of decisions that Shadow make not a ton of sense. And yeah, I just think that this game could have been told and kind of designed a lot better. And yeah, it's just a little bit unfortunate, but I do like Shadow the Hedgehog to some extent. I wouldn't consider this a horrible game. It's just more of like a decent game with decent ideas that has a lot of poor execution. I can't blame a lot of people who just can't get into this game because, well, there's just a lot of flaws with it. No one wants to have to play this game at minimum 10 times to be able to get to all the endings just to unlock the final story. And even when they do, then there's a little bit of confusion of, okay, so like, which levels happened? You might assume that Shadow went to all these locations, and maybe he did, but like, in which order, and like, how did this even all get it? It's just like, you're left with so many questions with the way this game tells its story that you just kind of wanted it to be told a little bit tighter, a little bit better. As flawed as some other games in the 3D series are, at least they generally tell their stories a bit better and make sure you know sort of what's going on and what happens next. It's a pretty big flaw of this game. But yeah, that's kind of all I have to say. I just wanted to talk about that a bit for Glyphic Canyon. And we will be moving on very shortly to Prison Island, where we will finally do the hero mission.
Use this to go back.
I take orders from no one. I do as I decide.
Mr. President, we've received a report from the Central Information Agency. Our ground troops have successfully pushed back the black aliens from Westopolis. We've also managed to suppress enemy forces in 5 other cities. There's also reports that the CIA's mainframe has been compromised. We're investigating the incidents now. It is a strong possibility that this was also committed by the black aliens.
Tell the commanding generals that the United Federation will never surrender to terrorists.
Yes, Mr. President.
This planet was once saved from tyranny and annihilation by you 2 heroes. Now mankind must protect this peace at all costs. We must stand united to defend our world against these invaders.
I wonder if there are any Chaos Emeralds around here. What? That's right. I somehow escaped, but was then captured by those humans. But from where? And why?
So we are entering Prison Island one more time, but this time to do the hero mission. So this is the second mission of this level that I'll be talking about. And, you know, there is kind of one thing that I am a little bit curious on with this game. Because, you know, we're helping out Charmy B here in this level to find 5 top secret discs. And then, you know, in Mad Matrix, if we do the hero mission, we help out SBO getting data out of Eggman's terminals. And in Cosmic Fall, should you assist Vector, you are helping him get to the computer room to get data from there. And, you know, Vector's talking about how it might be the big case, but, like, we don't ever find out what it is the Chaotix are investigating. We don't know who hired them, what their goal is. What are they even trying to find information on? They're just nebulously finding information for some reason, and it's never really explained. And I kind of think that was another one of the missed opportunities of this game. It's like, I understand that, like, if you're gonna insert the Chaotix into the story, it's probably because they're on a case. You know, they're not gonna be doing it for free. But at the same time, you just gotta do a little bit of explaining. You know, it seems weird that both Charmy and Vector are going after Gun's secrets, because that implies that Gun is not the ones who hired them, because they're sort of, you know, breaking into gun facilities to get information. But at the same time, they're also not working for Eggman again, because they are trying to get into Eggman's database. So it's someone who is both against Eggman and the, you know, gun forces. So, what, were they hired secretly by the Black Arms to find stuff? If so, I guess they wouldn't know that, considering they're always encouraging you to fight them. But, you know, who did hire them? Is it just some random guy off screen? Why are they trying to, you know, get this information? What information are they even trying to get? Are they trying to get information on Shadow? If so, we never really hear about that. We never learn that. So it's just kind of another one of those plot holes of, like, why are the Chaotix here? I can understand why most of the others are here for, you know, just being good people who want to help things out. You know, that's why Sonic is here, that's why Tails is here, that's why Knuckles is here, that's why, I guess Amy doesn't really do that, but, you know, that's why most of them are here. So, like, why are the Chaotix here? What is their goal? Who hired them? I just wish that we knew these things, you know. Shadow the Hedgehog's storytelling is a bit confusing, so it's just another one of those things that's sort of never talked about, and I wish it was. But in Prison Island's hero mission, the main tip I have is just go to all of the higher pathways. That's where the top secret discs are usually, is on, like, you know, higher ledges, higher platforms. And there's actually the big section at the end that has the final top secret disc. And it's a place that you only ever go if you're on the hero mission, because if you're on the neutral mission, you just go to the goal ring, which is by the 4th secret disc. And if you're doing the dark mission, you know, you get all of the gun troops before you actually go to that area, because there's no gun troops past there. So yeah, it's nice that the hero story has a bit of its own unique area. You know, that happens sometimes with these missions, and it's always nice. So props to Prison Island here for having that. And yeah, that's pretty much all I have to say for Prison Island. We've seen it a couple times, and or, you know, we've seen it before here in this case. But you know, it's a decently fun mission. I like the air saucers, even if I don't understand why there's radioactive goop everywhere. And yeah, enjoy the rest of the level.
Alright, good job! Yahoo! So fast! Do you think that you could use one of those alien saucers to get to that panel? Alright! We can go this way too! That's 3! I'm so psyched! Jump!
Behold the ultimate power!
Chaos control!
Jump! There's more of 'em! Shadow, you know what to do. All right, good job. I think it's dangerous up ahead. Got 'em! All of 'em!
Once I've got all the Chaos Emeralds, then I'll know the truth. Perfect.
Aren't you done yet? At this rate, the entire day will be wasted!
Yeah! Whole day wasted.
Hey, back off. Data retrieval isn't exactly my specialty.
Let me do it then.
Stop bugging him, Tommy!
I wanna try! Let me try! Let me try!
An assassin?
Well, well, if it isn't Shadow! Your timing is impeccable! You know that Eggman fella pretty well, don't ya? Well, we need your help to hack into his computer. Don't ask why, and we don't have any more time to waste!
Well, what a coincidence. I'd like to know what the good old doctor's up to as well.
Whoa!
Ooh!
This may be the big case! Espio, we're counting on you!
Roger that.
So, we are now entering Mad Matrix, and if you remember from the previous video, I mentioned that I was really not looking forward to doing the Mad Matrix missions. And really, it's almost entirely the Dark mission that I don't want to do, and unfortunately, that's the one that we're doing here today. So, what's the premise of the Dark mission? Well, in this level, you're in another cyberspace. This one is Eggman's cyberspace as opposed to Gun's cyberspace. So you're going through, and if you're doing the hero mission, you're extracting data from Eggman's terminals. If you're doing the neutral mission, you just have to get to the goal ring, which is within the red tower. And if you're doing the dark mission, well, there's a ginormous network of interconnected pathways in the main area of Mad Matrix, which you'll see very shortly. And when you do that, and when you go through those, there are 30 bombs placed along the circuits, and you as Shadow have to detonate every single one of them. So what's the problem with this mission? Well, as in many levels where you have to destroy all of everything, there are only 30 bombs. And the pathways you go down are very fast, like they were in Digital Circuit. And so it's very difficult for you as the player to actually see where you're going. Sometimes the camera actually bugs out, and sometimes you just can't see where you're going and you're doing your best. And the draw distance in this game is not the most amazing thing in the world, so sometimes you're just not going to be able to see one, and you're just going to spend a ton of time doing this. I mean, I spend like over 20 minutes in this one level trying to get all the bombs, because this was my first time playing Mad Matrix's Dark Mission in a while. So I didn't remember where all the bombs were. I didn't really have any muscle memory or like memories in general of it, so You know, I spent a ton of time going through this stage, and I still got the A rank at the end because the A rank requirement for the Dark mission is pathetically low. I mean, it is for the Hero mission too, and like in general, Shadow the Hedgehog has some fairly easy A ranks, but this mission in particular, like, they knew it was going to take you a really, really, really long time. And it's like, if they knew that, why didn't they just make like 50 bombs and say, okay, find 30 of them, you can miss 20 of them, and so you have plenty of like room for error. It just really makes this mission annoying, and I didn't want to look up any guides for this one. I wanted to just sort of show you what it would look like if you choose to try to do the dark mission of this. You might have better luck than me, you know, going down different pathways than me faster than I did, but yeah, this is just, this mission is just pure torture. And for the sake of everyone and myself, I have found a map on the internet that shows the entire network of interconnecting pathways for Mad Matrix and where all the bombs are. So in every future route where I have to do Mad Matrix's Dark mission, I'm going to be doing my best to follow that map and get it done as soon as possible, because this mission is just pure torture. It's no fun at all. There's no fun to be had, and it just sucks. I hate Mad Matrix's Dark mission. It is flat out the worst Dark mission, the worst mission in general in this entire game. You know, levels like the Doom or Lost Impact are kind of annoying, and so is Central City, but this one is absolutely the worst because it's just so boring. There's no time limit, there's no threat, it's just you screwing around in this stupid cyberspace for however long it takes you to find the bombs, and you know, that's just no fun at all. So I apologize, you know, this is going to be a very, very long segment, and it's going to be a lot shorter in all of the future routes where I do have to do this mission again, but for the time being, you know, I'm not talking over this entire mission, so you know, enjoy it, I suppose.
Sites in mind. Keep the location of the bomb sites in mind.
all who oppose me.
Keep the location of the bomb sites in mind. underground. Do not wander too close to it. Jump over this block and continue on to the other side. Collecting keys will allow you to unlock certain doors.
Counting it, the blue light will fill up your hero gauge.
I'm sensing an intense aura of justice coming from that glowing blue orb.
Find the bomb. location of the bomb site in mind.
The network of corridors is complex, so make sure your route in advance.
Even if it takes everything I've got, I will get the truth from you, Doctor. Perfect.
So, I see you sneaky rats are back again, huh?
Damn, we've been detected.
Doctor, please tell me. I need to know about my past. Who am I? What am I doing here?
Are you still wondering who you are, Shadow? There's nothing to tell, Shadow. You have no past.
What?
Don't listen to him. He's just trying to trick you. You've got to focus. Destroy him and let's get out of here.
So I would consider this the hardest version of the Egg Breaker. This is the second time we've seen it. We saw it in Iron Jungle, and we will see it again in Cryptic Castle. I consider this to be the hardest one, mostly because Eggman has the famous attack where he says that one line. You know what they say, the more the merrier. And that attack is something that he doesn't have in either of the other two fights, so it makes it a little bit more annoying. But honestly, it's really still not that bad of a boss fight to go through. Although I do find it funny that SBO will still protest to you taking out Eggman's egg robos, because he does so in the Mad Matrix mission because they're considered to be the hero forces, because there's like, you know, 5 black arms, so that they're considered to be the evil force of the level compared to Eggman, which is always the case. Whenever Eggman and the black arms are both in a level, Eggman's troops will be considered the good guys. So it's always funny when like one of Sonic's friends is protesting you taking out Eggman's robots. And yeah, there's that. But it's like in this mission, well, it's like if you had taken out any Eggman troops in the Mad Matrix mission, you would get dark energy. But when you're in the boss fight, you get good energy because there's no black arms. It's just something I think is a little bit funny that they have. But yeah, the Egg Breaker, you know, even in this mode when he spams, you know what they say, the more the merrier. It's not too bad of a fight, honestly. It's still just the Egg Breaker. And yeah, you know, you can get through it pretty easily. And yeah, that's about it. We are now going to be moving on to Iron Jungle one more time. So in that case, we're going to be doing the Dark Mission.
I have no past. What do you mean by that, Doctor? Perfect. Huh? What the? How can this be? Who are you?
Listen up, Shadow Androids. The Eggman fleet is strong, but those black creatures are a formidable adversary. I must return to the base to devise a new plan.
Shadow? Android? Am I an android too?
So, we are now going to be doing the Dark Mission of Iron Jungle, which requires us to help out Dr. Eggman take out the gun forces. The biggest tip with this one, when you're fighting the gun forces, is to always take the path that Eggman isn't taking. Like right here, you want to take the lower path instead of the higher path, because the higher path is where you would go to attack him. The lower path, you're going here to, you take out the gun troops while Eggman, continues on throughout the level. There is a pretty annoying aspect, though, to this Dark mission, and that is that there are a couple doors that are sealed by Eggman's, robots, and he even will say so over the intercom, oh, my robots are blocking this door, Shadow, and it's just okay, but there's no way around. I can't get through this area without taking out your robots. And what you saw me just do there was a spin dash jump over the area so that I didn't have to fight Eggman's troops down below, because the only way to get up at that point is to take out Eggman's troops. And if you're doing the Dark mission, you don't want to do that. You wanna have your hero score be as low as possible, because when you're having Eggman face off with the gun troops, then Eggman is considered the evil forces. So it's just one of those things where it's I shouldn't have to have that trick. I do know that trick, but I shouldn't need it to get through the level a little bit easier. And it's I kind of do, because otherwise I'm going to be getting a ton of hero score that I don't want because I'm trying to help out Eggman. So that's an annoying aspect of it. At least there is that ability to where you can skip those rooms. And I do appreciate that. The platforming in Iron Jungle is not one of my favorites. I don't love it a ton. I think there are much better levels. I don't really love the jumping gun mech that is in this one. I liked it enough in Sky Troops because it felt a little bit shorter, but this one, I didn't even use it here, but I just think there's a little bit less fun to be had in Iron Jungle compared to Sky Troops. But taking out the gun soldiers in this level is not too terribly bad. It's still weird that it leads right into the Egg Breaker once again, because it's well, Eggman, I just helped you, my guy. Why are you attacking me again? It doesn't make too much sense to me. But yeah, this is how it is. And that's really all I have to say, I think, about the Dark mission, Take out all of the gun soldiers, try to avoid those pit rooms as best you can, go the opposite direction of Eggman and follow along where the gun troops are, and it shouldn't be too difficult for you to get through. And I will see you at the new level 6 that we have not encountered yet, and that is the Black Comet.
But he does have some good weapons. Attack from a distance. What are you waiting for? Use your homing attack to get past here. Show them we're not to be taken so lightly. Out of the way, gun! There's just one more somewhere! That's it, Shadow!
I have a use for the Doctor. I won't let you humans interfere with my plans. Perfect.
Eggman detected. Approaching this direction.
Shadow and Omega? Why, you traitors! You two are going to stop me? Move aside!
Doctor, please, I need to know. Those androids, the ones that look like me, am I?
Yes.
What?
You and Omega are my creations. But you betray me as you stand here before me. So now, I will destroy you both, turning you into scrap metal!
Eggman, I will defeat you once and for all.
This is what you get for turning against your master. Know your place, android!
Damn it.
asking for it. No more Mr. Nice Guy. Time to crush you once and for all. Next time we meet, you won't be so lucky. Just you wait and see.
An android? Me? I don't believe you. This makes 5 Chaos Emeralds.
Shadow, the day of reckoning is near. Bring all of the Chaos Emeralds to me immediately.
Okay, 2 more and then the truth about my past will be revealed. I'll finally know who I am.
Shadow, we seem to have a problem with rats running loose on the base. Return immediately to the Black Comet and exterminate them.
The Black Comet?
Alrighty, so we are now entering the third level 6 of the bunch. We are now entering Black Comet, which is on the semi-dark pathway. And we're going to be doing the hero mission here on Black Comet, which that one just requires us to get to the center of the base, compared to the dark mission, which would require us to take out the gun soldiers. Now, with the hero mission, it's pretty simple, you know. I think this is a pretty standard stage. You're going to be spending the majority of it on the air saucers, much more so than levels like, you know, Prison Island. But I don't think that's too bad. You know, there is a lot of combat above the poisonous liquid, and if you do actually fall in, then, you know, if your speeder, if your air saucer here gets destroyed, then, you know, you just fall into it and die. It's like a bottomless pit. It's not like Mario lava in like the 3D games where you can sort of bounce out of it. No, it's just a straight up bottomless pit, and you know, it always sucks when that happens. But yeah, with Knuckles, you're just going to the center of the comet as fast as you can, and I like the actual the enemy spread. I think there's quite a decent amount of both Black Arms forces and the gun forces. So I think that there's a good balance. So, you know, if you're, you know, regardless of which side you're doing, you're gonna have plenty of weapons and ammo to use. The gun and the enemy that I just beat up are like the elite Black Arms soldiers, and their weapon is pretty good. I like it quite a lot. It's probably the best of the Black Arms alien weapons. You know, I kind of slightly prefer the like circle energy ray gun, but this one's also very good. Probably the best alien weapon. And you know, destroying those elite soldiers that can teleport, you know, for some reason. I guess they also have like chaos control powers that they can use without Chaos Emeralds. You know, it's fun to fight them. It's fun to go. And, you know, there are some warp holes in this level, which you just have to jump into to enter. It's not really too complicated. Yeah, it's a pretty well split level. I like it a lot in terms of how it goes. You know, it's just a pretty fun level. I think that it's unfortunate that this level leads to, I think, probably the most boring 2 endings. Because the actual level, I don't mind playing through Black Comet, either the hero or the dark mission. Like, yeah, the dark mission's a little bit more annoying because you have to find all of the gun troops, but honestly, it's still perfectly good. You know, I don't find myself getting frustrated at finding the gun soldiers, because pretty much all of them are like the big mechs, which are pretty hard to miss. So I like that. It's fun to fight just an entire squadron of gun mechs if you're doing the dark mission and just go to town, or if you're doing the hero mission, blast through all these elite alien grunts, and it's like, yeah, that's a lot of fun. I like it. So yeah, I would say that Black Comet is a good level, and I will see you at the boss in a little while.
What do you even think about it? It looks like we've got to go in through that warp hole. That black slab that's moving up and down should stop for a moment if you shoot it. Hey, it looks like you can grind on that. Not as tough as they look, are they? Stop attacking the good guys! There it is! The Chaos Emerald that those black creatures stole!
Do whatever you need to, Knuckles. I've got my own reasons for being here.
Shadow!
Doctor?
Hand those 6 Chaos Emeralds to me, like a good boy. You were unleashed to find the emeralds. Excellent job, Shadow. You've done well. Now hand them over.
Not a chance.
What?
I need these emeralds to help me uncover my past. They're not going anywhere.
Well then, we'll just see about that. Shadow, prepare yourself.
So you might be wondering, why is it that Eggman is the boss of the hero mission for Black Comet and not Black Doom? They don't ever explain. I guess the best explanation that people have come up with is that Eggman slipped through the defenses of the Black Comet while the Gun Forces and the Black Arms were fighting to try to get the Chaos Emerald on board, and that's why he's here, but you know, it just feels a little bit weird that he is the boss here. It doesn't really make any sense to me, but you know, it is what it is. I actually did search the center platform in this one, and yeah, I confirmed there are no weapons, and I don't think there are in any of the boxes running along the side, so it's always weird when side characters are like, if you had a projectile weapon, you could attack the cockpit with it, and it's like, okay, but like, there aren't any, so what do you expect me to do? You don't carry guns over, you know. If I have one when I complete the previous mission, it doesn't carry over into the boss fight, so it's just kind of weird that they say that, but you know, it is what it is. The egg dealer is still pretty easy, you know. You just homing attack the slots, make sure you're the one who's getting the match, and spam Chaos Blast on him whenever you get Shadow Fever, which, by the way, is not something that Eggman himself can actually trigger. He will never land on Shadow Fever if you fail to hit the slot machine. It'll always be you. And, you know, even if you have 2, if you fail to hit the 3rd one, then it'll just not match for Eggman if you take too long. So, yeah, there's really nothing going on with this one. It's Egg Dealer again, and I will talk a bit over the credits.
We can set the mark to either missile or bomb. We can give Eggman a little surprise.
No! Don't drop them here! Stop it! Hey! No! My beautiful rings! Stop that! Hey! What? Wait! Abort! What? No! This can't be!
Never show your face around me again. Perfect.
Finally, I've got all the Chaos Emeralds.
How dare you defy me?
I am Shadow the Hedgehog. I, and only I, know what is best. No one can tell me what to do. This is who I am.
What?
Goodbye, Doctor.
So, that ending, huh? You know, I and only I know what is best. This is who I am. I guess that ties decently well into the name of this route, which is, For the Sake of Self, number 174. And, you know, the best way I can describe it is, you know, Shadow kind of doesn't get involved in the conflict in Westopolis, tries to ignore Black Doom again in Glyphic Canyon. He goes to Prison Island to get help out Charmy with some data disks, and then when he goes into Mad Matrix, he's just like, you know what? Screw Dr. Eggman. I'm just gonna destroy his cyberspace. He sucks. And then he goes to Iron Jungle, and then he defeats the Gun Forces because he doesn't really, think they're trustworthy either. But he wants to get at the Doctor, or do it himself. And when he gets the endings from when he gets the information that he's a robot, he's like, I don't believe that crap. And so Black Doom summons him to Black Comet, and he just heads for the center because he's like, well, I don't really care. He just wanted to find Black Doom probably to get some more answers, but really all that mattered to Shadow in this pathway was sort of proving himself to himself, proving to himself that he could do things, that he could be as amazing as he could, and I think that's kind of the message of this one, is him just proving to himself that he's capable of figuring things out on his own. So I suppose that's the purpose of path number 174, for the sake of self. So that is pathway number 3, and we will be continuing on to the 4th one in the next one as usual.